What's going on, YouTube? This your man Just Real coming to you live. This topic is going to be talking about the original Native American Indians. Who are they? Are they alive today? Were they wiped out as we have been told? Or have you been staring at them this whole time? So let's go here to North Webster Dictionary, 1828. It says an American, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. So I'm copper-colored. I was born here in America. So by technicality, that would make me a Native American Indian. We're not Africans. So you have here the map called Pangea, right? Map of Pangea. This one, all the land was connected. You can pretty much walk. You can walk from each continent before it got separated by the water, right? All right, so we're gonna click on this. And this is what Wikipedia gives you, right? This is a map of Pangea with modern continent outline. So you see how all this is connected? You pretty much walk. This is walking distance. You got Africa right here. All this is connected. Australia down here, Antarctica, South America. It's like a puzzle. Eurasia. This is Europe up here. North America, South America. Predominantly, mostly all black African, so-called black African Americans live in North America. But the Northwest Dictionary said that Europeans came here and they found Aborigine copper-colored races already here. Check out a group of people called the Washita. Let's click on the Washita. These people have been inducted. They were inducted, 1993 by the United Nations as saying that they're the oldest civilization in the world. So they predate in Egypt. All right. Okay, so you have the Washita Nation. That's where you get Washington from, Washita, all right? And let's see here. Let's see here. The Washita Nation was headed by Badesi Hampton Gostin. She was known as Empress. She was of the Washita people. She was a mayor in Richwood, Louisiana in 1975 and again 1980. She's the author of the self-published book Return of the Ancient Ones. And Gostin asserts that the United Nations, quote, registered the Washita as indigenous people number 215. Now you can read that book online for free, PDF file format. Okay. Now check this out.
Race relations.
I want you to hear this what this guy says. So they got these scholars. We saying we African from Africa. We come from no damn Africa. It's already here.
When I was being prepared for this interview, I was quite surprised to see you use the word Aborigines talking about African Americans. Well, race relations is talking about African Americans. When I was being prepared for this interview, I was quite quite surprised to see you use the word
Senator in Alabama probe called blacks aborigines.
aborigines, talking about African Americans.
Well, race relations issues, things like that. I mean, I have a freedom that a lot of people don't have because of that.
Because you used the word aboriginal.
Because I've been through the fire.
Now, this right, let's go back and play this clip again. So this guy was interviewed.
When I was reading to prepare for this interview,
So you need to see who this man is. Who is this man that they're interviewing? This is PBS.
I'm quite surprised to see you use the word aborigines.
So I looked it up. Let's see what happened. So this is this guy right here. I want you to see him. This dude right here.
Talking about
He's a senator in Alabama. Right here. Who is this guy? So this is an article right here. This guy, he's an Alabama Republican wearing FBI wire called black casino customers aborigines. Alabama State Senator Scott Beeson, a cooperating witness in a federal corruption case, called black gambling hall customers aborigines when he was wearing an FBI wire and recording conversations with his fellow lawmakers. It was revealed in court this week. Beeson and two other Republican legislators were joking about economic development and predominantly black Greene County and the customers of the Green Track Casino. The Associated Press reports, "That's y'all Indians," one Republican said. It says here that they are aborigines. They are not Indians, replied Beeson. So Indian is a made-up word. We're the aboriginals. We're the aborigines of this land. They come from no damn Africa. Like somebody who's from Africa is an aboriginal. That's their native land, their native homeland. The transcript was read Wednesday in the federal trial of casino owner Milton McGregor. Okay. This is the document right here. Okay. I'm gonna post this in my description box. So this is Pangea. That's what the earth was called, Pangea, when it was all one landmass, right? Before it so-called broke apart. But they can pretty much walk from land to land, from one landmass to the next landmass. Okay. All right. Right here is a book you can check out called Black Indians, A Hidden Heritage. Right? Black Indians. So who they call black folks? Niggas. Negroes. But they get us, they dupe you with wordplay. Like here. You go here to, let's go here to, the Washita Moors, or Murs, the Washita Murs. You click on books right here, blacked out through whitewashed, right? to right here. The obscure mound builders were indigenous blacks of North America, ancestors of America Washita's empire. Native American great contributions have been ignored. The tenets of the United States Constitution originated from Native Americans. Almost all African Americans have Indian blood. Well, before we do that, let's go up here to. Let's do this real quick. Let me see. That's not it. 1 second. Okay, so like here, you have Buddha of India. He was black. That's why he has woolly hair and tight curls. Buddha of India is black, right? China, he was black, had woolly hair. Apollo was black, woolly haired. Krishna of India was black. He was called the Black One. Quetzalcoatl, he was black with woolly hair. Okay? There's something else I'm looking for. Let's go back here. Okay, let's click on this. Okay. So it says the obscure mound builders were indigenous blacks of North America, ancestors of America's Washita Empire. It says this is the ancient Negroid mask that was found in Canada in 1879. And then you have here an ancient Negroid stone artifact of the Burroughs Cave in Illinois. So it says that though so many have been deliberately destroyed, over 200,000 ancient pyramids and huge mounds of earth in the shape of cones, animals, and geometric designs can still be found from the southern coast of America to Canada. These structures were built by a so-called obscure people largely known as the mound builders. The truth about the mound builders is suppressed. Why? Because they were advanced. They were an advanced civilization of dark-skinned, woolly-haired blacks who were indigenous native to North America. They were kin, or they were related to the Olmecs of South America. At one time, the African and American continents were joined, as proven by their similarity of tropical plants and animals, geographic traits, and their appearance of fitting together. What I just showed you on this map of Pangaea. Right? How all this is connected. Let's keep on going. It goes on to say here that the black mound builders were the Washita, the Moors, or the Moors, the original inhabitants of North and South America. Let's go back to the Webster Dictionary. So you have, let's look on the map here. Once more, map of Pangaea. So you have North America, right? And here's Europe, the Europeans, white people is up here. The Africans is right here, all right? Okay, so we need to know who's here, who's already here. Okay? Let's go back to the American Dictionary. North Webster Dictionary says, American, a native of America originally applied to the aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. So when the Europeans came here, go back to the damn map, when the white man came here, they're traveling, and they say, oh shit, we see some brown-colored people. Who's these people? Let's call them Indians. That's not what they was called. That's not a tribe. Like Europeans, they have tribes. Like the Gothic, you know what I'm saying? The Romanians, things like that. So, let's go back here. Let's keep on reading. And it says that many, really most, blacks in North America are unknowing descendants of these mound-building indigenous blacks and not descendants of black African slaves. It says America is America. Therefore, Columbus was not entirely wrong in calling these people Indians. For the true meaning of the word, Indian is a black person. Indi means black, as in indigo, the darkest color of the spectrum. The massive remains of this ancient black civilization empire stands as one of the best kept archaeological secrets in the country. Ancient American Magazine issue number 17 reported, quote, evidence for black-skinned natives in the Americas long before the arrival of Columbus is abundant. From the distinctive Negroid features of colossal omelette sculptured heads and a pre-Aztec obsidian bowl being upheld by a figure with unmistakably black characteristics, to the bones of Negroid persons excavated from a 2,000-year-old mound in northern Wisconsin. A wealth of material exists to establish the certainty of non-white, non-Indian population living in pre-Columbian America, along with these other groups. Many mound builders were huge. Their ancient skeletons were often 7 to 8 feet. The only other living people on Earth this tall are another group of blacks, the Massacia of Africa. It is difficult finding information about this highly suppressed subject of the black mound builders. Many details are available in Return of the Ancient Ones, a book by the Empress of the Washita. Okay? You got ancient native black nations of America before and after Columbus include the Washita of Louisiana, the Yamasee of the Southeast, the Iroquois, the Cherokee Indians, the Blackfoot Indians, the Mohegans. Remember that movie, Last Mohegans? The Black Californians. So you got the state of California, or the Great Mami Kali, black woman, the Olmecs of Mexico, and things like that. Okay. And let's go here to, let's click on this. So you got the bones of Negroid giants. Articles by albinos or white folks rarely admit these giants are Negroid. It says it would be incorrect to call them Africoid because nappy spiral hair black people are indigenous to North and South America as well as Africa. Black people are indigenous to the entire planet and the very cosmos. We are from everywhere. The very word indigenous is Indi, meaning black, and gene or beginning is the source. Genesis is black. Even the word human is hue, color, man. Dr. Richard King wrote, the all-black neuromelanin nerve tract of the human brain is profound proof that the human race is a black race, with many variations of black, from black to white black, all internally rooted in a vast sea of brain blackness. You got the mounds, giant mounds in pyramids of America, Skeletons of tall giants with distinctly African features have been found in many of these mounds, which African Americans, including the Washita Nation, regard as sacred sites and pyramids. Many of these structures are over 3,000 years old and have been dated based on carbon dating of artifacts found in them, although some have been dated to being settled around 900 AD. So you got 12-foot giants. Pedro de Casadilla, who accompanied Conrado, wrote of the Cacopa Indian tribe that they were giants who could carry logs that 6 of the Spaniards could not budge. Archaeological discoveries are numerous as well. In 1833, soldiers digging at Lompoc Rancho, California, discovered a male skeleton 12 feet tall. The skeleton was surrounded by carved shells, stone axes, and other artifacts. The skeleton had double rows of upper and lower teeth. What is that? In Clearwater, Minnesota, the skeletons of 7 giants were found in the mounds. These had receding foreheads and complete double dentin. During World War II, Author Ivan T. Sanderson tells of how his crew was bulldozing through sedimentary rock when it stumbled upon what appeared to be a graveyard. In it were crania or brains, skulls that measured from 22 to 24 inches from the base to the crown. Calculations show that they would undoubtedly have been at least 12 feet tall or taller. So you got the giants of Ohio. So who are these people? These are black people. These are Negroes. You got the Serpent Mound of Adams County, Ohio, contains the bones of giants over 8 feet tall in the early 1800s. Thousands of years ago, the Ohio Valley was inhabited by a race of giants. In 1846, Joseph Henry, first secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, estimated that in Ohio alone there were over 10,000 burial mounds. And unfortunately, the earlier pioneers destroyed most of them. But at least one burial mound has been reconstructed in Adams County, Ohio. It stretching across the meadow in the form of a serpent, perhaps identifying the god of this ancient race of giants. In the 19th century, several published accounts of the excavation verified that many of the giants were over 8 feet and some 9 feet tall. Each had a double row of teeth. The references right here. The reference is greatserpentmound.org. In 1883, an article appeared in the journal Scientific American in which a reporter asked an aged Indian what his people knew of these ancient graveyards. He answered, quote, "Me know nothing about them. They were here before the red man." In 1872, the Historical Collection of Noble County, Ohio, page 350, says a mound was uncovered in which was found, quote, "the remains of 3 skeletons whose sides would indicate they measured in life at least 8 feet in height. The remarkable feature of these remains was they had double teeth in front as well in the back of mouth and in both upper and lower jaws. Upon exposure to the atmosphere, the skeletons crumbled back to Mother Earth." So you got giant skeletons. In his book, The Natural and Aboriginal History of Tennessee, author John Haywood describes, quote, "very large bones and stone graves found in Williamson County, Tennessee in 1821. In White County, Tennessee, an ancient fortification contained skeletons of gigantic stature averaging at least 7 feet in length. Giant skeletons were found in the mid-1800s near Rutland and Rodman, New York. J.N. Denhart, M.D., found vertebrae larger than those of the present type in Wisconsin mounds in 1876. WHR lichens uncover skull bones of great size and thickness in mounds. Okay? Are you seeing this? You got in Berwyn, Indiana, 1879. A 9-foot 8-inch skeleton was excavated from a nearby mound. Zanesville, Ohio, an enormous skeleton found in a mound in a clay coffin with a sandstone slab containing hieroglyphics. Warren, Minnesota, 1883. 10 skeletons of both sexes and gigantic size were taken from a mound. In the references. Kanawha County, West Virginia, 1844. 1884, a skeleton 7 feet 6 inches long and 19 inches across the chest was removed from a massive stone structure that was likened to a temple chamber within a mound. Minnesota, 1888, discovered remains of 7 skeletons 7 to 8 feet tall. Okay. From historical texts, when the whites arrived, Western New York was littered with the works of earlier people. Stone walls, graded roads, and fortifications were reported, though most commonly these markers were earthen mounds or enclosures. The Native Americans seldom had any tradition about the people who had put them in place. Most of us now believe that the influence of the Mississippi mound building culture was behind them. The settlement and the plow have been lethal to most of these fragile works, and even the old mound fanatic, E.G. Squire, confessed ruefully in 1849 that the western door held little any more worth looking at, as these works were destroyed in the last century. In the last century, as these works were destroyed, in the last century, stable full of curiosities seem to have come out. Okay, they found it more stuff. So you got pygmy skeletons also. Could there have been a race of pygmies at one time living in North America? To many researchers and Native American tribes, the answer is yes. Some say that there is still a smaller race living in the present, hidden from society. In 1837, near Coshkin, Ohio, several human skeletons measuring from 3 to 4 feet, 3 to 4.5 feet tall were found buried in tiny wooden coffins. In 1876, Coffee County, Tennessee, a vast grave site was uncovered containing human skeletons about 3 feet tall. So who are these people? Who are the Aborigines? American. So if you're a black person, Negro, and you live in North America, you will be considered a native of America. You wasn't born in Africa. Originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races. Let's go back here to this book right here, Black Indians. Right? And check this out. Let's go through a couple of pictures here. I don't know if you can see that. Like here. That's the Aborigine. She would be considered a so-called Indian. I can pass for a goddamn Indian. Yeah, more of them. So who are these white people that we see on TV? They're supposed to be the so-called Indians, because what we see on TV is not it. All right, so let's keep on going. You got more of them. The Kiowa preachers of the Baptist Church. These are black. These are black people. Copper color racists. Like I got my hair in braids. I got my hair in twists. My wife got my hair in twists. If she pressed that shit out, and my wife flat iron my hair, I can pass one of these. I can stick myself right in this picture, and you would think I was one of these people. I can pass one of these dudes. I mean, look how they got their hair. Like this. Like, black folks know that hair is kinky, right? There's something that's called deer oil. If you use deer oil, that will make your hair slick. Let's keep on going. Now check this out. Today, most black Indians do not live in the forest or on the broad plains of the United States. Most do not inhabit government reservations set aside for Native Americans any more than most Indians do. To be sure, they crowd. For example, the Seneca Reservation on New York Island. But many more walk the crowded streets of nearby New York City. It says they are found in abundance in the cement caverns of Boston, Chicago, Denver, Colorado, and Detroit. I'm from Chicago. Chicago is the name of a goddamn tribe, of an Indian tribe. California is the name of a tribe, not some state. These are names of tribes. Langston Hughes, this dude was able to trace his genealogy back to Pocahontas. Let's keep on going. You got more Native Americans, lacrosse players in Dallas, Texas. A Navajo hunting party was photographed in the 1880s in front of their trading posts. These look like white folks to me. So when you click on, let's click on Native American. Let's see what image pop up. Let's see some white folks. Images. You got this garbage. These not the original Indians, Native Americans, Aborigines. Not this stuff. All right, let's go back here. Go back here, right? And to show you how bogus Hollywood is, let's see here. Let me go back.
Race relations issues, things like that. I mean, I have a freedom that a lot of people don't have because of that.
Because you used the word Aboriginal.
Because I've been through the fire.
When in reality, it was used to steal their earth. It is important to keep in mind that at this time, the Europeans thought that the world was flat. But when they got to the Americas, that notion was immediately discarded. The Sister Navy wouldn't get off the bus.
writing's not that easy.
Earlier, the sister Navy wouldn't get off the bus. 4 to 2. How come we miss stuff like this? We are in captivity right now.
If you write anything on your computer, you need
Everything black men have to do, they have to do. And in 1963, Martin Luther King heard the last time, one day, education. Now, what Martin Luther King was saying in the fire in 1863, a long time. Or because of what that over there. You guys get upset because you act like nobody else. They got Martin Luther King streets in every city. They have statues of him everywhere. What does it mean trying to send a lot of us to Africa to clear us from the land? Frederick Douglass made a speech fighting colonization, showing them how dumb that idea was, showing how much that would cost to do that, and why would you take the people from here and put them...
If you excuse all these ads.
The Navy wouldn't get off the bus. Go in the back of the train, or wherever the brother who turned himself around. Came out in the 60s, he built his family. See, if you don't know who you are, when the foreigners come over here, you see all these, how come brothers don't have their own bus money? You gonna trip. Sit. The dog eventually learns that when you say sit, it means to sit down. If you tell the dog to come in and...
So black means pale. Black, to become pale, to turn white, to become black. Bleach.
Have a seat, he'll look at you like you're crazy because he's never heard that before. So we get these words and these terms that we use, we don't know what they mean. That's why when I said, what does African mean? Nobody knew. That's how we're trained. Here's the term black. And check it out and see if this doesn't apply to us in this system that we live in. This is the etymology of the word black. So when you find the word, you want to find out who made the word up, what people invented that word, why did they invent it, what were they going through in their history when they invented it, what were they going through.
Okay, so let's go to the etymology of the word black. Okay, so you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna type in the word black. Okay. And let's see here. Let's do something. Let's do something. Let me go here to...
There's another civil rights 100 years. All they're trying to do is entertain. This is what you're going to do. Too much weight, it could never happen. I still didn't believe them because that's what I was inculcated with. Where'd you cross from? I didn't know that she was lying. I'm in college, I'm in the community college. And I asked the teacher, taking African American studies, we're talking, and she said, you have a question. And in Los Angeles, it's a real fake city. Nothing's really real. Everything is Hollywood. It's how you look. It's not what kind of person you are. It's how you look. What you got? I asked the teacher one day, I'm like, just a simple question. And her answer let me know that she was lying. I said,
That's what I do. I ask questions.
By that time, I had been through enough school to know that if a teacher got mad at you, she didn't know what she was talking about. So I started to dig. I started to ask brothers in the Navy. You in the Navy, have you ever crossed the Atlantic? Yeah, several times. Where'd you cross from? South Africa to Brazil. Brazil back to Nigeria. Nigeria to back to Virginia. In your estimation, sir, is it possible for a ship carrying 400 people chained up? And when I show you the pictures, you're going to be like, because they just tell us stuff. We don't question, they just tell us and we just accept it. When I show you these pictures, you're going to be like, wow. Sir, is it possible for a ship carrying 400 men to cross the Atlantic Ocean? You're like, no. The waves are too rough. Too much weight. It could never happen. I still didn't believe them because that's what I was inculcated with. You came from Africa, you roots. I had a story called Roots when I was your age. Come out. Dumbest story ever. This is how most of us believe that we come from Africa. He said, no, just get a picture, and I'm going to show you this today, of somebody in the Atlantic, and you will see the wave. It's impossible. Another thing I wanted to know, if they thought that this big old venture were bringing slaves over here to America, it sounded like it's a major business. Did they take 6 months off during hurricane season? Did they take 6 months off? Because 6 months during the year is hurricane season. The Atlantic is rough. These are the questions that we don't ask. We're trained like dogs. This is what it is. This is what you're going to do and do. When we don't fit to those terms or those whatever they're telling us, now we're labeled niggas. So
I got one more for you.
If you manage a team, you should be using
This RFG Chosen One. You got some good information on this channel.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? RFG is back at it today. It's 100% accurate. Okay? So I just, I had to clear that up. Before I go ahead and get this. Messaging me videos of Africans in Africa saying that they didn't even come from Africa at one giant landmass called, if you think that's bullshit, just look up a book titled I Am Washington by Rita Stanford. Okay? Like I said, the Zionists know the real history. You see, the Zionists know the real history, but all these lazy-ass motherfuckers who just want to listen to what Charles Darwin has to say, they're lost. They're lost. Okay, here's the Washita flag. Okay, you have the Washitas. You have the Seminoles in Florida and in southern Georgia. Okay, those are another group of melanated, copper-colored natives of America. So we have the Washita, the Seminole, the original Cherokee, the original Chickasaw. Okay, the original Apache, and the original Iroquois. Okay, and the Califians. They were all heavily melanated, copper-colored Native Americans, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? You need to do diligent research. When you mix the copper-colored the copper-colored Washita Native, when you mix the copper-colored Native with the European, then you get the red and yellow natives. Okay? Hey, it's time to wake up. But like I said, at one point, you see, and even Khalid Muhammad, even the late great Khalid Muhammad knew this information. When the Earth, you see what I'm saying, was first formed, okay, it had one giant landmass called Pangea. South America was connected to Africa. North America was connected to northwestern Africa. Then you had Spain connected to Africa. Southern Europe connected to Africa. The whole Middle East, you see what I'm saying, connected to Africa. Australia right here was connected to India and what they call Antarctica. Okay? It was all one giant landmass. So when the Anunnaki, the Elohims, the serpent gods, when they came to this earth, Okay, they started their genetic splicing program on a continent that was connected to North and South America. It was called Lemuria. Okay, that's where they started, and from that point out, that's when life was spread. Okay, if you abide by and you buy into the doctrine of the out of Africa theory, you are a Darwinist. Period. Point blank. Okay, because when we go to the Washita tribe and all of the heavily melanated tribes in North and South America, they don't say that they come from Africa. They do not say that. You know what's crazy? I even have people sending me videos of African tribes in Africa saying that they didn't come from Africa. Let me repeat. I have people sending me videos of Africans in Africa saying that they didn't even come from Africa. So here you have a motherfucker like Charles Darwin, a racist, homosexual, Freemason pedophile, goes to Africa and you see what I'm saying? Find some fucking humanoid fossils, some fucking some random fucking monkey bones, and says that the original humans started in Africa and all life started in Africa. You know why that was done? That was so people could have a Black Panther mindset instead of a Killmonger mindset. Because Pan-Africanism was created by a Zionist fraction to basically lure and suck in the mind of the melanated indigenous people to only focus on one continent, to only focus on one continent of the world. Okay, and this is the revised version. That's why you see it in English. But you see right here, it says the Negroid lines, which shows that the Negroids, okay, the quote-unquote Black people of the Americas, when they started out in this continent, they basically were seafaring people. They were seafaring people. That's where you get the word merchant, merchandise, okay? Mermaid, the water, the coming from Mu, the lost island of continent of Mu, okay? That's where you get the word mer. Because you have Mers and you have Moors, okay? To Europe, the Moors, the M-O-O-R-S, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you where it all started. It started with the Mers, M-U-U-R, the Washita tribe in Turtle Island, okay? The Mers, okay, are morals. See? The original civilization builders, that's when, okay, Messy Jesse Jackson convinced the American Black to promote the out of Africa theory and to further promote the transatlantic slave ship line, okay? The transatlantic slave ship line. Okay, that started in 1977, and then in 1988, that's when, okay, Messy Jesse Jackson, we have, even most of Europe didn't floor wisdom from the Elohim, and they civilized every other culture around the earth. Yes, they got greedy. Yes, they're pulling up mummies like this in Africa, Asia, and Europe. They became corporate, so they changed. Okay, they changed it from MWRS to MOORS. Okay, not a game, people. It's not a game. You see, they're pulling up mummies like this all over America, ladies and gentlemen. They're pulling up mummies like this in California, in Nevada, underneath the airport in Denver, all over, okay? All over, Louisiana, Alabama, okay? They're pulling up these mummies of the Elohim all over America, and they're being taken to these top secret military facilities like Area 51, like Dulce, New Mexico base, like the secret base in Ohio. You see what I'm saying? They're all taking our ancestors there, and they're taking our ancestors' technology as well, and they're reverse engineering our ancestors' technology. See, and anybody who goes with that Pan-Africanist shit, you are a Darwinist. Okay, this is your father. This is your father, and this is your master. If you go with the out of Africa theory, Charles Darwin. Okay. right here. See what I'm saying? This is a 13-foot tall Elohim from Nyan Tolo. Okay? This deity right here they found in California.
Nyan Tolo is Sirius, the Sirius star system.
After the California Gold Rush in 1849. Okay? So this is exactly why you see the Dogon tribe doing this. You see, on top of these stands. You see, and dressed like this with these masks on.
So who the Elohim? If you go back and watch my videos on Making the White Man all 4 parts, you will see who the Elohim are. I keep on saying it.
You know why? Because they're trying to imitate the giants. They're trying to imitate the gods, the Elohims, the giants. In between 13, right here, in between 13 and 20 feet tall. The Nomos, okay? The amphibious gods, okay? Whose blood consisted of magnesium or copper. Magnesium or a copper-based blood, so the blood was green. That's where you get the Predator movie and the Spawn movie.
Didn't I do that video on the Predators? Blood being green, nigger.
Okay? All signifying the Elohims that come from a planet orbiting around Sirius C called Nyan Tolo, and the Dogon have this information, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see the correlation right here. Okay? You see what the Dogon do in their rituals, how they pay homage to the gods? These are the gods that they're paying homage to, right here. Okay? It's not a game. And like I said, I'm willing to bet anything that this deity right here is probably over 300,000 years old, at least. At least. Okay? The original.
And one more thing before I get out of here. So you know that white folks were genetically engineered, but they wasn't the first people. You have the Bodama tribe. And look at their feet. They're called the ostrich people, right? Look at their feet. Ostrich tribe. This is real. Look at this. Look at their feet. Now, why are they born like this? What is going on here? Why are they born like that? Somebody did this to them. So we're going to click on right here. Right? And it says here that, let's see here. Okay, so this is what this is called. Ectrodactyly, right? In which middle 3 toes are absent and the 2 outer ones are turned, and resulting in the tribe being known as the 2-toe or ostrich-footed tribe. So it says the autosomal dominant condition resulting from a single mutation on chromosome number 7. Somebody did something. Somebody's doing some genetic engineering, some splicing. Who was doing it? Let's go back here. Let's see here. 1 second. Okay, let's go back here to RFG. Click on this right here.
Okay? It's called the Vedoma tribe. The Vedoma tribe in southern Africa. Okay? Now, mainstream science tells us that this is just a genetic defect. How can it be a genetic defect when it's an entire tribe? It's not It's not 50 to a couple hundred people. No, this is thousands of people in the same tribe with the same genetic mutation to their feet. Okay, so this is not a defect. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This was done purposely through genetic splicing. And when the Anunnaki, okay, and the Elohim came to this earth, they mixed their DNA with particular animals and a few other species to get your modern human, to get your first human, okay? And they were going around the world testing different animal genetics with their genetics, and what they were trying to do was they were trying to create the perfect being. They were trying to create the perfect so-called being, okay? Some gods didn't want to do this. Some gods wanted to make lesser humans, okay, with lesser carbon counts in their blood, and other gods wanted to make humans that were closer to them, okay? And you see, this is why okay, the Caucasian race was not the first group of people to be genetically spliced with animal DNA. And to prove that, right here, you see the Vedoma tribe, okay? This is the Vedoma tribe. The Vedoma tribe experience its nature on the, okay? For all the Hebrew Israelites out there, all the Bible toters, this is proof positive that the God of your Bible not only split people up as far as language is concerned, but created the white man and created race. Okay? It's right here. Look up the role of Rebecca. Look up the role of Rebecca in your Bible all over the earth. So who the fuck are we really going to blame? Are we going to blame Esau? Or are we going to blame this motherfucking Father Time deity that's responsible for splitting up the races to begin with? Okay? For genetically splicing motherfuckers into existence.